Oh, hello friends. Another coding challenge today. This one's pretty cool. It's the Pangram checker. So a pangram is a sentence that contains all the characters in the alphabet, so A through Z. The famous example of this is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. It has every single character in the alphabet. So I'm going to show you the way that I did this originally. When I was first given this challenge, this is the way I did it. And then I'm going to show you a better way. I think maybe it's a little more intermediate, but it's kind of the solution that I see more often. So maybe my original one is a bit naive, but whatever. We'll show you how I first approached this. So our signature, we are going to return a Boolean, true or false. We're just going to call it is Pangram. And it's going to take in a string. So obviously first we can just account for if they put in uppercase, lowercase. We're just going to remove all the lowercase. And then this is the way that I used to do this. So what I would do was I would initialize a map of a key character that maps to a Boolean, a value of a Boolean. And just call it map. And this equals a new hash map. Boom. And then what I would do was I would just go through and I would go through each character and do like so. So then I do A, then I do B, then C, then D, and I go through and change all these and initialize this map to have all 26 characters and have them all false. So I'll spare you watching me type all that. Oh no, and I ruined it. So now you gotta watch me do this. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Get rid of 2 of these. And then I go through. Ay. I'm sorry, friends. You gotta hang in there with me. Like I said, this was the this was the naive way that I originally did this. But hey, it works. Okay, elemental P, Q, R, S, T. Oh gosh. You gotta hang in there. I'm sorry. X, Y, Z. There we go. So now I have this map that has all the characters in the alphabet with a value of false. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every character in this string. Whoops. So every character is C, and we'll do an enhanced for loop in our string.toChar array. So this method turns a string into a char array, so that way I can iterate over it. And this is my enhanced for loop where I just go through every single element in the list, or in this case array. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that character and I'm going to put it in my map again. Map.put. I'm going to put the character C and I'm going to put true. Whoops. So now what this does is if the character is A, it's going to go to my map, it's going to go to this right here, and it's going to change this to true. If the character is F, it's going to find it in my map, F, and it's going to change this to true. So maybe you can see where I'm going with this, because now after I've done this, I'm going to do another loop, and this time for Boolean B, and again an enhanced for loop in map.values. So if I try to just iterate over the map, it's going to yell at me. It tells me that, like, hey, you can't do this. It's not part of the iterable collection. So you have to specify values. So this is going to iterate over all of these Booleans. And now I've made a mess of this. Goodness gracious. Oh, I see. So that's there. And then, cool. And what it's going to do is it's just going to check. So if it's a pangram, that means every single one of these should be true. So if it finds a Boolean that equals false, well, guess what? We're just going to return false. And then if it can make it through this loop, it knows that, yep, everything in there is true. So we can just return true. So let's go ahead and test this. We will print out our is pangram. And let me grab this. Put it in here. Boom. And so this should return true. You see way down here. Yeah, true. Cool. But if I take out this G, There's only one G in this sentence, so now it's going to be false, right? This is not a pangram, so that's no good. And then we can check this again with just straight up the alphabet, A through Z. This should return true. And if I take out any single one of these, it should return false. Put it back, and then take out one of these. And there we go, it's returning false. That's because there's one Boolean in here that's missing, and so it gets caught in this, this loop right here, checking if any of these are false. Nope, it's not a pangram. So that's the way that I had originally done it. Now let's see if I remember, I guess the less naive way. So public static Boolean is pangram 2. I'm taking a string, string. Same thing, string equals string dot to lowercase. Whew. And then what we're going to do is we are going to initialize an array of booleans. What do we call this? Just alphabet, I guess. We'll just call it alpha. Equals new. And we're just going to initialize an array with 26 values, 26 indices. So right now this is empty. It's going to take either true or false, right? And then what we want to do is we're going to do again our enhanced for loop for char c in our string.toChar array. And this is where things get a little clever. My insert key is annoying. This is where things get clever, and for me, I wouldn't have thought to do this. So basically what we're checking is if the character A is less than or equal to the given character here, and the given character is less than or equal to Z. So maybe you're confused. I know I was confused. Basically what's happening here is that there is also a numeric value. This is with ASCII, where each character also has a numerical value. And so what we're going to do then is we're going to check that, and we are going to take the character and we're going to subtract the value of A from it. I'll explain this in a second, and this will equal true. So what's happening here? So let's say our character is the character C, unfortunately, that's or the character D, we'll say. So D has a numerical value of 4. Well, it doesn't. So it's like 90 something, and then A is like 97, I believe. So I think D would be 100 and A would be 97. I might be wrong. But basically it's subtracting that number and we're getting left with 4 in the case of D. So now it's going to go to the 4th index in this, and it's going to mark that as true. So if this was A, if the character was the letter A, it would be 97 minus 97 equals true, which 97 minus 97 is 0. So it's going to go to the 0 index in this, and it's going to mark that as true. The next one is B. So 98 minus 97 is 1. So it's going to go to the 1 index, and it's going to mark that true, etc., 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 for every character in the alphabet. So, and then again, we're going to do our same check we're just going to loop through this array for Boolean B in our alphabet. If B equals false, false, we're going to return false, because we know that there is no array in there. Is this going to work actually? I think this should work. I might actually be wrong here, so we are going to find out. And then if it makes it through that, it's going to return true. I think that makes sense. Well, let's find out together, me and you, huh? Let's do this. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So this should return true. And it did. Let's see if we get rid of a Z. Should return false. Perfect. And then let's check the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Whew. Put that in there. This should return true. True. And if we get rid of the G, there's only one G in this sentence. Bam. Is false. So again, this is the way that I discovered afterwards. I originally had done it this way. Again, I suppose it's kind of the naive way, but it's kind of the same concept. It's just right here we're doing a much more clever way to check if we have every single character in the alphabet. So that's the challenge, is Pangram. I think this is a little more intermediate. I think this would definitely be the introductory way, or at least that, introductory developer would approach this problem. That's how I approach the problem, at least. Anyway, Thank you very much for your time. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're here as part of one of my job interviews, hire me. I mean, just maybe, if you think so. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.